people. Call 1-888-8-NO-METH today for more information on methamphetamine. That's 1-888-8-NO-METH.
A message from the Partnership for a Drug-Free Florida and America.
All right, thank you. 14 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Robin, you and I took a walk in the Silver Spring State Park. I almost called it by its old name. I think it was the old name when we went there, Silver River State Park at the time. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we were walking through the trail there, and there was a deer. And I don't think he saw us, and then he did, or she, whatever it is. I love animals. I love seeing animals out in the wild. I have never seen a bear out in the wild. I know I do a commercial on here for the Forest Animal Rescue, and they talk about bears. But now we get to know more about what they do. Lisa Stoner is in the studio. She is the vice president of Forest Animal Rescue, and we're talking about what they do over at it's an accredited wild animal sanctuary. Oh my goodness, Lisa, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
So where is this? Where is the what do we call it? Sanctuary? Where is the sanctuary?
It's located in the Ocala National Forest. We're actually in Silver Springs, but it's on the east side of the bridge.
Okay.
As you go past 314A and 40, headed toward Daytona.
Okay.
There's a Lake George Ranger Station on your left-hand side, and we're due north of the Ranger Station in the forest.
And that's where you report to work every day?
Yep, that's where I report to work every day. We have 80 acres back there. Now, we're not open to the general public, so we don't have people driving up to see the animals.
Okay.
But we do give guided tours twice a month by reservation through our website.
And you have endangered or injured animals in there?
We have wild animals. A lot of them originally were born in captivity, which means they can't be released. And they were attempted pets. They've been declawed, defanged, raised by people.
Oh, my
starved,
goodness.
Neglected.
So they can't provide for themselves.
They can't provide for themselves, and it wouldn't be appropriate to release them because a lot of them are like tigers and monkeys and things they're not native to the United States anyway. Mm-hmm. And so we keep those animals, we patch them up and get them healthy again, give them lifetime care at our facility. We spay and neuter, so we don't breed anything.
So is it like a zoo, but without people coming in to look?
Similar concept, yes. The animals are in habitats. For example, the 2 tigers have an acre, and we have a 4-acre enclosure for 3 bears, things like that. So we do large natural enclosures.
Wow, that's
but
amazing.
They are enclosed.
And how are you funded? Is it taxpayer, or do we help you in any way? Or?
I wish. It's all private donations.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of $10 and $20 donations from a lot of people who care.
Oh my goodness! Well, we need to help you with that.
And there are some small foundation grants.
Okay, all right. What's the most recent animal that you've been brought in?
Well, actually, we're just in the process of rescuing 2 bears and 2 tigers. They're coming from Colorado. And
they're not just local?
Not just local.
Coming in from Colorado,
We take animals from all over the country, actually even Canada. So we have animals from all over. But these 4 animals are part of a bigger rescue. It's one of the largest big cat rescues in the country.
Wow.
And there are several sanctuaries all working together to provide homes for the animals. And so
that's
there's
amazing.
110 wild animals that need places, and we're taking 4 of them here, but they're going all over the country.
Oh my gosh, that's absolutely amazing.
Are they? It's a stupid question. I was going to say domesticated, but what I mean is, are they human friendly? Like, can you walk up to them and?
Well, most of the animals that we take have been severely mistreated by people before they came to us.
Oh, so they don't like people.
They are very fearful of strangers. They learn to trust us because we're their caregivers, but we stay out of the enclosures. We don't go in with the animals. We give them playmates of their own kind. We spay and neuter so we don't breed, but then we shift them to other areas and go in the empty enclosure to clean so that we don't wind up being one of those statistics that you read about in the paper. We don't take them out on leashes. We don't go in the cages and try to pet a tiger. That works 99% of the time, but 1% of the time it's a complete fail. So
that's not good. Yeah.
We don't play Russian roulette like that.
Yeah, right.
And how do you know what their diet is to keep them filled with nutrients and things that they need to have?
Luckily, I'm well networked. I have a lot of really good people that I know that are nutritionists and biologists, and I work well with all of them. And as the latest developments are in their nutrition, the animals' nutrition, we have ability to adjust the diets, and we give them just what they need. We're able to pride ourselves in having animals that have come from starvation and being in very poor condition, and we have them so that they're healthy and beautiful and live really long lives, and it's because we're so proactive with their
Wow.
preventative care and their diet.
Wow. Is this a dream job for you? Is this something you always wanted to do?
It's something I've always wanted to do.
You've always been an animal lover, right?
Right. I just
Yeah.
don't get paid for doing it, so
You don't get paid?
no.
This is volunteer for you?
This is volunteer. My husband and I founded the place
Oh, my goodness.
18 years ago, and we've been doing it for free ever since.
Oh my gosh! So this is a husband and wife operation.
Husband
How-
and wife
How many
and-
other people are there?
We have several college interns. We usually have 2 to 4, sometimes 6 interns at a time. And then we have volunteers that come, and we have a lot of local volunteers that help out intermittently as they can. And then we have international volunteers that come from other countries and stay with us for a minimum of 4 weeks and learn about the husbandry and what we do so they can take the information back home with them.
Can I have you define that word? I've heard it all my life. I don't know what it means. What is husbandry?
Husbandry is caring for example, for animal husbandry, it's caring
Okay.
for the animals in captivity, giving them proper care, feeding, cleaning, veterinary care, everything
That's
it takes.
the definition, huh? So a husband is supposed to care for his wife. That's the whole definition.
guess-
eh?
I guess
That's
so.
the whole idea there. Now we know. Now we know our role in this whole world. So I think this is fascinating. So you guys started it, and what was your first animal?
Well, we actually wound up with 3 Siberian lynx before we got the sanctuary completely established, and then very quickly wound up with 2 more tigers and as we were building. So we started out very quickly
This
with
is a
cats.
calling, like from God or something, right?
Well, we've always done work with animals. My husband and I both have always
What is his-
gravitated
what's your
toward
husband's
animals.
name?
His name's Kurt.
Kurt.
Yep.
Okay.
So Kurt and I have always gravitated toward animals and done what we could to work with animals, but we both learned the same lesson when we were younger, obviously in separate lives at that point, but we both learned that you can do what you really love with animals, but you're never going to really make a living doing it, because that's what people volunteer to do. There's not a lot of money doing something that you love to do with animals. There's money in exploiting them and money in veterinary care and things where you're really dealing with the people.
Yes.
But if you're truly just doing something you really love with the
Wow.
animals, that's the job of a
You're an
charity.
angel. You're a husband, both angels. Wow, that's amazing what you do. I love what you do. I wish there was some way maybe we all need to get together and help you.
That'd be wonderful.
What is on your wish list? What can we help you with?
Well, right now we're in the process of recruiting volunteers to build the quarantine habitats for the 4 animals that are coming in.
Okay.
The quarantine habitats are going to cost $6,000 a piece just for materials.
Oh my goodness.
And we need volunteers to come help us put them together. Everybody can go to our website at www.forestanimalrescue.org.
Okay.
And if you go to the Get Involved link, there's local volunteers. You can click on that link and you can fill out an application right on our website. And that signs you up for email alerts for work days to help build the enclosures.
Now, all of the enclosures, do you make sure that they're about as close to their natural enclosures as they can be? Like they have rocks and caves and things?
Yeah, they have shelters to hide in and things to climb on and trees, and they all live on natural ground. They don't live on concrete, things like that.
Wow.
So we try to keep it as natural and as large as we can afford. The quarantine habitats are obviously much smaller, but those will be attached to the acreage habitats once those are finished. There's a lot of fundraising involved to get all of that done.
And are they covered on top also?
Depends on the species. Monkeys obviously are covered on top. Bears, we can do hot wire up the sides, and then the bears can't climb out. The tigers, we can do 17 feet straight in the air. The regulation is 16 feet, so we always go over it by a foot. We exceed any regulations all the time. So, but tigers aren't really good climbers. They can jump up onto a platform 3-4 feet in the air, and they can climb a tree if it's leaning, but they're not really going to climb
Really?
a vertical surface that well. They're just too heavy. They're not designed for that kind of work. So,
The Forest Animal Rescue is what we're talking about, and it is the website is forestanimalrescue.org. Lisa Stoner is in the studio. She and her husband Kurt. Is it Kurt Stoner also?
Stoner, yes.
Same last names. Do you know? I have an idea. I'm guessing any idea I have is an idea you already came up with. But I'm sure you have great photo opportunities. Do you ever publish books or maybe calendars or things so we can? Maybe we could
actually-
buy things like that. Yeah, you've
we
done it
actually
before.
we haven't done one since we've moved, but we actually are talking to some professional photographers that volunteer for us.
Yeah.
That have already wonderful photos of our animals, and we're talking about doing a calendar.
Oh my gosh, we have so many talented photographers right here in Ocala.
We have some
I think we know all of them.
Yeah.
I think we know all of them. Ralph, if you're listening, my gosh. All right, let me. If you put your headset on, we do have a phone call. You'll be able to. She asked me before we went on. I didn't know if we were going to get calls or not, but we do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Lisa Stoner. Thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you, and hello, Lisa.
Hello.
Say, can the public come out to your facility and view what's going on, and at that point, can a donation be made at that particular time?
Yes, we currently book our guided tours twice a month by reservation. So we take up to 4 people at a time. We drive the people around in our Land Rover to see the animals because I don't know if you're familiar with like photo safaris in Africa. You can ride around among the lions in an open-top Jeep, and the lions don't recognize that you're made of meat as long as you remain in the Jeep. So they look at the vehicle, they don't look at the people. So since our animals...
Who do you contact to make an appointment for to see this?
You can go to our website at forestanimalrescue.org, and you can click on the link right at the top of the screen that says Visit the Sanctuary, and it will give you the upcoming dates for the tours. They're scheduled twice a month. And you can always email me or give a call if there's a specific date that you know you're going to have family in town and that date isn't on our calendar. If we don't currently have someone scheduled yet for one of the tours or we haven't set the date, we can bump it around a little bit to work with your schedule. But we try to stick to only 2 tours a month for the privacy of the animals.
All right.
Do you know offhand why they canceled the bear hunt this year?
I don't really want to speak for Florida Fish and Wildlife, but I think they did finally agree that they needed a little bit more data to make a sound decision on it.
I didn't like that whole bear hunt thing. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it was kind of crazy. Thank you for the call, by the way. We'll repeat the phone number and everything in just a bit. But I don't know if my opinion matters at all. But it's like okay, alligators really can be a problem. So maybe culling that, maybe disagree. I don't know. But when they're crawling up on people's lawns, maybe we should do something with that. But the bears seem like they were not really hurting anybody.
Well, and the thing is, when you approve a bear hunt, when the biologists approve the bear hunt, it's because the wild bear population could sustain it, quote unquote. So that really has nothing to do with the nuisance bear problem. The nuisance bears are created by people leaving garbage out, leaving bird feeders out, leaving cat food out, things like that.
Yeah.
And you're always going to be able to coax. You could have one bear in the forest, and if you leave your trash out, he's going to come in your yard and eat your trash. They're always going to choose the higher calorie content that's left in people's trash than they will over their natural food. So if people would just learn how to live in the forest, the bears wouldn't be nuisance bears at all. We're in the middle of the forest, and we're feeding almost 100 animals every day, including some of them that are nocturnal that eat at night. And we do have an 8-foot fence around the property, but that 8-foot fence isn't going to stop a native bear from coming in. And we've had a few come over the fence and pass through.
Oh, really?
But they never cause any damage. They never get into anything because we don't leave anything out for them to get. We pick up any food they could reach before dark.
I'm amazed at what you do, Lisa. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming in to share it with us. I'm so impressed. And thank Kurt for everything, too.
Couldn't do it without him.
For the listeners, here's what we can do. We've got half a minute for me to tell you this. Share this interview with everybody and anybody because I really like to support this kind of a thing. Go to forestanimalrescue.org. Do you want to give a phone number, Lisa?
352-625-7377.
Okay, and call us if you need that repeated. Lisa Stoner, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We are up to the break already. We'll be right back.
Paddock Mall Studios. This is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. The top debate issues researched last night, according to Google Trends, candidate stances on abortion, guns, and immigration. Hillary Clinton making the